The Kurdish people have a really long history going back thousands of years. Their ancestors, the Medes, built a big and powerful empire way back in the 7th century BC. That's a super long time ago. This empire covered parts of what we now call Iran, Turkey, Iraq and Syria. The Medes were known for being great warriors and for their awesome culture. They were really important in shaping the ancient Near East. But sadly, the Kurdish story, just like the story of their Median ancestors, has been erased on purpose. This wiping away of their history has made it easier for powerful people to ignore the Kurds and their hopes for their own country. Even though they've been treated unfairly for hundreds of years, the Kurds have kept their own special culture. Their language, which has a few different versions, is part of the same family as English and Spanish. It shows how tough they are. Kurdish culture is full of music, dancing, and exciting stories. These traditions have been passed down from parents to children for a long time. They give Kurds a feeling of belonging together and sharing a history. To really understand what's happening to the Kurds today, we need to know about their ancient past. It shows how unfair things have been for them. People have tried over and over to make the Kurds disappear. Their land has been split up and people have tried to stop them from speaking their language or celebrating their culture. But the Kurds are still here. They have held on to their traditions. Their story is one of never giving up, even when things are really hard. It's a story everyone should hear. The Kurdish people, with their long history and amazing culture, don't want to be forgotten. They're still fighting for their own country and for people to see who they really are. Trying to erase Kurdistan from history is a terrible thing. It's a loss not just for the Kurds, but for everyone. By learning about how rich and deep Kurdish history is, we can start to question the stories that say they don't exist. Seeing the Kurdish story isn't just about fixing past mistakes, it's about seeing the Kurds as people who deserve respect and who deserve their own place in the world. After World War I, lots of people who had been treated badly hoped they would finally have their own countries. The Kurds, who had wanted their own land for a long time, were one of these groups. The Treaty of Sèvres, signed in 1920, gave them a little bit of hope. This treaty, written by the countries that won the war, said there should be a Kurdish state. It said the Kurds had the right to decide their own future. For a short time it looked like the Kurds might finally get their own country. But that hope didn't last long. Things changed quickly. The Treaty of Lausanne, signed in 1923, replaced the first treaty. This new treaty, because some countries became more powerful and because people found oil in Kurdish areas, ignored what the Kurds wanted. It divided Kurdistan between Turkey, Iran, Iraq and Syria. The Kurds, let down by the very countries that had promised them freedom, were left with nothing. The Treaty of Lausanne was a really important moment in Kurdish history, but a sad one. It made the division of their land official. This has been terrible for the Kurdish people. It has made it hard for them to come together and work for their own nation. The Kurds, who were almost free, became minorities in the countries where they lived. The broken promises of Sèvres and Lausanne still make the Kurds sad. These treaties show how countries sometimes act selfishly and don't keep their word. What happened to the Kurds shows how easily promises between countries can be broken. These treaties left behind feelings of betrayal, disappointment, and a strong sense of unfairness. These feelings are still part of why the Kurds are still fighting for their own country today. When people found oil in Kurdistan in the early 1900s, it changed everything. Oil is valuable, so Kurdistan suddenly became very important. Powerful countries around the world wanted to control Kurdistan's oil for themselves. But this was bad news for the Kurdish people. Their hopes for their own country were ignored because of the oil. The countries that wanted the oil made sure Kurdistan was divided in the Treaty of Lausanne. Other countries wanting the oil for themselves ignored the Kurds. Kurdistan was split between Turkey, Iran, Iraq and Syria. These countries wanted the oil that was now inside their new borders. Once again, nobody cared about the Kurds. Oil has continued to cause problems for the Kurds. It has made them targets for people who want to take advantage of them. Governments and big companies, both local and from other countries, have taken Kurdistan's oil without caring about the Kurdish people. Often the Kurds have suffered the most from the pollution and poverty caused by taking the oil. The story of oil in Kurdistan is a sad story of broken promises and being taken advantage of. It shows how something valuable like oil can cause harm instead of good. The Kurdish people living on top of huge amounts of oil haven't been allowed to use it to help themselves. Instead, they've had to leave their homes, their environment has been damaged, and they continue to be treated unfairly. The search for oil has hurt the Kurds, kept them from having their own country, and caused fighting in the region. The history of the Kurdish people is full of sadness and unfairness. For centuries they have been treated cruelly, discriminated against, and people have tried to make them disappear. From terrible massacres to being forced to give up their culture, the Kurds have suffered greatly. To really understand their struggle, we need to understand how bad things have been for them. One of the saddest times in Kurdish history is the Anfal campaign. Saddam Hussein, the leader of Iraq, ordered this terrible event in the late 1980s. Many Kurds were killed, poison gas was used against them, and their villages were destroyed. About 180,000 Kurds died during the Anfal campaign. It shows the horrible things that have been done to the Kurdish people and why they are still fighting for their rights. The Anfal campaign is just one example of the terrible violence against the Kurds. In Turkey, the Dersim rebellion in the 1930s led to the deaths of tens of thousands of Kurds. The Turkish government attacked the Kurds, killing many and forcing them to leave their homes. This was a terrible event that the Kurds will never forget. In Syria, too, the government tried to make Kurdish areas Arabic, banning their language and culture. This also caused violence and forced many Kurds to leave their homes. The Kurdish people have suffered terribly. Their history shows how strong people can be, even when facing awful things. The violence against them has not made them give up. It has made them even more determined to fight for justice. The Kurdish struggle shows us how easily peace can be broken, and how important it is to protect people from genocide and ethnic cleansing. As we move into the 21st century, the Kurdish struggle for autonomy has taken on new dimensions. Years of systemic violence and oppression have only strengthened their resolve to seek self-determination and a future where they can live with dignity and freedom. One of the most significant events was the establishment of the Kurdistan Regional Government, KRG, in Iraq. Following the fall of Saddam Hussein in 2003, the Kurds seized the opportunity to solidify their autonomy. The KRG has since become a beacon of Kurdish self-governance, showcasing their ability to manage their own affairs from education to security. In Syria, the Kurdish-led Democratic Federation of Northern Syria, also known as Rojava, emerged during the Syrian civil war. Rojava has become a symbol of Kurdish resilience and innovation, implementing a unique model of direct democracy, gender equality, and ethnic inclusiveness. Despite facing threats from various factions, including ISIS and Turkish military incursions, the people of Rojava have shown remarkable tenacity. International reactions to Kurdish aspirations have been mixed. While some nations have expressed support for Kurdish rights and autonomy, others have been wary, fearing the geopolitical ramifications. The Kurdish referendum for independence in Iraq in 2017, for instance, garnered significant international attention, but also led to backlash from neighboring countries and a complex diplomatic landscape. Currently, the status of the Kurdish people remains precarious. In Turkey, Kurdish political movements continue to face severe repression. In Iran, Kurds still struggle against cultural and political marginalization. Yet the Kurdish spirit remains unbroken. Their continued efforts in diplomacy, international advocacy, and local governance reflect their unwavering commitment to achieving a future where they can live freely and peacefully. The Kurdish pursuit of autonomy in the 21st century is a testament to human resilience and the universal desire for self-determination. It serves as a powerful reminder that despite the odds, the fight for justice and dignity is a fight worth continuing. As the struggle for autonomy continues, another chapter in the Kurdish story unfolds across the globe: the Kurdish diaspora. Scattered across numerous countries, the Kurdish people have faced a myriad of challenges, yet their contributions to their host societies have been significant and transformative. The Kurdish diaspora spans continents with significant communities in Europe, North America, and the Middle East. Forced to leave their homeland due to conflict, persecution, and economic hardship, Kurds have brought with them a rich cultural heritage and an indomitable spirit of resilience. However, the journey has not been easy. Many have faced barriers such as language difficulties, discrimination, and the struggle to maintain their identity in foreign lands. Despite these challenges, the Kurdish diaspora has made remarkable strides. In Europe, Kurdish communities have established vibrant cultural centers, schools, and organizations that serve as hubs for preserving their language and traditions. In countries like Germany, Sweden, and the United Kingdom, Kurdish immigrants have integrated into society while actively participating in political and social movements, advocating for Kurdish rights and international awareness of their plight. In the United States and Canada, Kurdish professionals and entrepreneurs have made notable contributions in various fields, from academia to business. Their success stories not only reflect their adaptability but also their commitment to giving back to both their communities and their host countries. Through cultural festivals, art exhibitions, and media, they have enriched the multicultural landscapes of these nations. The diaspora has also played a crucial role in supporting the Kurdish cause back home. Through remittances, fundraising, and lobbying efforts, they have provided vital resources and international pressure to aid their compatriots in the Middle East. Their global networks have become a lifeline, facilitating humanitarian aid and raising awareness about the Kurdish struggle on the world stage. Yet the diaspora faces the ongoing challenge of bridging the gap between generations. While the older generation holds tightly to their memories of Kurdistan, the younger generation, born and raised in foreign lands, often grapples with questions of identity and belonging. Initiatives aimed at fostering intergenerational dialogue and cultural education are essential to maintaining the Kurdish legacy. The story of the Kurdish diaspora is one of resilience, adaptation, and unwavering support for their homeland. Their contributions to their host societies and their enduring commitment to the Kurdish cause highlight the profound impact of a people who, despite being scattered, remain united in their quest for justice and self-determination. The Kurdish diaspora not only enriches the global community but also serves as a testament to the enduring spirit of the Kurdish people. In the intricate web of global politics, the Kurdish people have become adept at navigating the complex arena of international relations and diplomacy. Despite lacking an officially recognized state, Kurds have leveraged their unique position to gain support and recognition on the world stage. Historically, Kurdish leaders have reached out to various nations, forming strategic alliances to further their cause. From the Cold War era to the present day, Kurdish diplomacy has played a crucial role in securing military, financial, and political backing. The relationship with the United States, for example, has been pivotal, especially in the context of the fight against ISIS, where Kurdish forces proved to be invaluable allies. In recent years, Kurdish representatives have increasingly engaged with international organizations such as the United Nations and the European Union. Their efforts aim to bring attention to human rights violations, advocate for self-determination, and seek humanitarian assistance. These diplomatic endeavors have not only highlighted the Kurdish plight, but have also garnered international sympathy and support. The role of Kurdish women in diplomacy is particularly noteworthy. Figures like Leyla Zana and Nadia Murad have become global symbols of resistance and resilience, using their platforms to advocate for Kurdish rights and justice. Their voices have amplified the Kurdish cause, drawing international media attention and influencing policy discussions. However, Kurdish diplomacy faces significant challenges. The geopolitical interests of powerful nations often complicate their efforts. Regional powers like Turkey, Iran, and Syria have historically opposed Kurdish autonomy, fearing it could inspire separatist movements within their own borders. This opposition has led to complex and often precarious diplomatic negotiations. Despite these obstacles, the Kurdish leadership continues to pursue diplomatic channels with determination and ingenuity. They have established representative offices in various countries, fostering relationships with foreign governments and NGOs. These efforts have been instrumental in securing aid, building coalitions, and keeping the Kurdish issue on the global agenda. In the era of social media and digital activism, Kurdish diplomacy has also embraced new tools. Online campaigns, virtual conferences, and digital diplomacy have enabled Kurdish voices to reach a wider audience, transcending geographical boundaries. These platforms have not only facilitated international solidarity, but have also empowered the Kurdish diaspora to actively participate in diplomatic efforts. As the Kurdish struggle for autonomy and recognition continues, their diplomatic endeavors remain a beacon of hope. The ability to engage with the international community, despite numerous challenges, underscores the resilience and resourcefulness of the Kurdish people. Through diplomacy, they seek to secure a future where their rights are recognized, their culture is preserved, and their aspirations for self-determination are realized. The story of Kurdish diplomacy is a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of international solidarity. It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, the quest for justice and freedom can resonate across borders, inspiring change and fostering hope for a better tomorrow.